This is the Washington Times front page for Wednesday, April 5th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Donald Trump pleaded not guilty in front of a New York judge to 34 felony charges of falsifying business records. Tom Howe, Jeff Murdoch, and Dave Boyer report Trump made the plea at a courthouse in Lower Manhattan, where he was booked and read the charges involving hush money payments made to an adult film actress and others ahead of the presidential election in 2016. He was fingerprinted but not photographed for a mugshot, as he became the first former president in history to be arrested. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg accused the former president of improperly influencing the 2016 election by orchestrating the payments to quash negative news stories about him and then falsifying his corporate business records about the reasons for those payments. Trump then returned to his home in Florida, where he delivered an angry response to the prosecution at a campaign-style rally. Susan Ferricchio reports Trump looked somber in the courtroom while entering his plea and was subdued when he addressed the crowd in the ballroom at his Mar-a-Lago estate. The indictment has also helped Trump collect small-dollar donations as Republican mega-donors abandon him, but it's not the only legal trouble the former president is dealing with. He also faces an accusation of rape, charges of election interference, and federal investigations into his efforts to overturn the 2020 election, not to mention being accused of stealing classified documents. A grand jury has recommended perjury charges in a case of interference in the 2020 election. The people on the prosecution list and the grand jury's other recommended charges, which could include racketeering and solicitation of election fraud, have not yet been made public. You can read all of these stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page. You can also find the entire lineup of Washington Times podcasts at WashingtonTimes.com/podcasts. The abundance of STEM-related scholarships and high-paying STEM jobs have contributed to years of struggle to attract students to the humanities. Culture reporter Sean Salad looks at the struggles of those and other liberal arts programs at colleges in the first of a three-part series. Potential historians, English teachers, art researchers, and sociologists are opting instead to enter programs for careers in data systems analysis, information security, and engineering. Although no government agency tracks liberal arts enrollment as distinct from other programs, officials in higher education say the pandemic shutdowns accelerated the trend by decreasing interest in humanities majors. Colleges and universities nationwide have cut humanities programs, and several liberal arts schools have closed in recent years. And finally, following February's Chinese spy balloon incident, a planned meeting between Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is likely to further infuriate China. Andrew Salmon looks at the upcoming meeting, those tensions, and what's to come in the back and forth between China and Taiwan. The two governments are on a collision course as China steps up its rhetoric and military preparations to potentially reclaim Taiwan, which it considers part of its sovereign territory. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in any major podcast app. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George